My dear friends, once again welcome to Sur Sangam Reflections from Jaipur. We are in the fifth week of the Easter season. And I want to remind you about something that happened during the Second World War. It was one of the worst world war for all people, but perhaps the worst possible for Jewish people. Hitler was after their blood. He persecuted about 6 million Jews. And among them was a little family that was persecuted everywhere, but they were in hiding in Netherlands. And there was a young girl called Annie Frank. She was living among these people hiding, not knowing when these Nazis would catch them. And of course, eventually they caught them and she was murdered after that. But this Annie Frank wrote a beautiful diary called The Diary of Annie Frank. And you will be surprised that what she wrote in that is not about the persecution or the sufferings, but the hope that mankind can have. She wrote, despite of all this, I still believe that human beings can love. Now that is something that the world could never believe. Hence, that little diary, that book, is one of the most famous book of the 20th century. Dear friends, I am bringing that point now, saying that after the resurrection of Jesus, it looked as if everything was right. Jesus had appeared to them and they were full of joy. But was it that easy? The Acts of the Apostles tell us something else. They had a lot of persecution to face because the people who had persecuted Jesus were waiting to persecute them, kill them. And that persecution went on for years together. But yet something new that happened. Rather, these people who were now persecuted had a different spirit. And that spirit was spirit of hope, as Annie Frank had, and spirit of love. Paul, who was called as Saul, was persecuting the Christians, but now he had changed. And he was with Barnabas now, going around and preaching the word of Christ. Again and again they were caught, but they were fearless. In the book of Revelation today, it is told that a new heaven will come and a new earth will come, a new Jerusalem will descend. It is a sign of hope, sign of joy. Dear friends, once again in the gospel tells us that what kept them alive was love one another as I have loved you. You remember these words? In the Last Supper, Jesus had given that discourse, that mandate which he had given. They had never failed them. That mandate remains with them throughout and it remains with us even now. If we fail to love, if fail to understand, we will have no hope left. And then we will never be able to move forward. Persecution will always be there. People will always hate us for something or other. For truth is never accepted. But what Christianity has showed us all through the world is this, that love triumphs ultimately. मेरे प्यारे भाइयों और बहनों, प्रभु के मरने के बाद हमें ऐसा लगता है कभी कभी कि सब कुछ सही था। आपको मालूम है सब कुछ सही नहीं था। फिर भी एक बात थी, यह कि उनके जीवन में एक बदलाव आ चुका था। उन्होंने देखा था प्रभु को, जीवित प्रभु को देखा था और उन्होंने उन्हें एश्योरेंस दिया था कि आपको डरने की जरूरत नहीं है क्योंकि मैं तुम्हारे साथ हमेशा रहूंगा। इस बात को मन में रखते हुए वे आगे बढ़े और जब भी उनके खिलाफ दुख आया, कठिनाइयों से झेलना पड़ा, उन्होंने प्यार से झेला, मर भी गए, लेकिन उस संदेश को उन्होंने दूसरों को दिया और वे आगे बढ़ते गए। आज भी संसार में एकमात्र भरोसा है, एकमात्र है, वह है प्यार करो और डट के रहो और आगे बढ़ोगे। हिम्मत मत हारो क्योंकि प्रभु तुम्हारे साथ है और हमेशा तुम्हारे साथ रहेगा। और हर प्रकार के दुख और तकलीफ जरूर आएंगे, लेकिन अगर हमारे मन में, अगर हमारे दिल में ईश्वर का भरोसा है और हम सोचते हैं कि प्रभु हमारे साथ है, तो किसी भी प्रकार की ताकत हमें पड़ाव नहीं कर सकती क्योंकि हम विक्टोरियस हो जाएंगे। हम एक दिन हम बाहर निकलेंगे क्योंकि हम जानते हैं प्रभु हमें वह विक्ट्री देगा, वह जीत देगा, केवल वह दे सकता है। तो आइए उस बात को हम दोबारा दोहराएं। तुम सब जैसे मैंने किया वैसे तुम भी किया करो, एक दूसरों से प्यार करो और एक दूसरों के लिए सहायक बन जाओ। तभी तुम महसूस करोगे कि प्रभु तुम्हारे साथ जीवित है। थैंक यू एंड गॉड ब्लेस यू।